ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Horseshoes and Hand Grenades, the show that brings to you the latest and greatest and odd and crazy news from all over the planet. We ride around in our orbiting HQ with our satellites pointed directly at the planet, and we go, where's that odd news? Where's that odd news? Oh, most of it's hovering around Ashley, but not really, because it could be other places where people are putting their wieners in things, and there's poop on the sky, and there's things falling out of the people's butts and all kinds of weird stuff. That's what we talk about on this show, ladies and gentlemen. It's mostly poop jokes and sometimes sexual content. Hide your children.
Both.
All the good girls and boys have gone to bed. It's just me and you. Let's hang out together. Hi, Smash. How are you doing this evening?
I'm very sleepy and stressed out, and I want it to be over. Not life, just this week.
I was about to say, this is getting kind of intense. Do you need somebody to come by and intervene? Do you need us to remove the sharp objects from the house?
No. Let's be real. If I kill myself, it was not me. Like if I go on a killing spree, that's me.
Yeah,
that wasn't forced to do that or coerced or under an influence.
There are people who snap and kill others, and there are people who snap and kill themselves. Ashley is definitely one of the kills others type of people. So just so we all know, that's how it's going.
Hobo with the shotgun.
Yeah, she's doing her thing. But anyway,
so I have a story.
Tell your story.
So this week's been super interesting. Steven's running a hotel at the moment.
We live here now.
Yeah, and I gotta call really early. Anyway, this week's just been just a culmination of the crap. Stephanie and I had to drive to West Virginia and get mom and dad and drive them back. And I've been to 15 doctor's appointments, and one of them was today, and it capped with my mother and I going to a wedding boutique. Wedding
like for you?
Dresses for me.
Like you're gonna wear a wedding dress? I imagine you just get married in like a frock of some kind.
So
or maybe
this is the reaction people have when I say Ashley and wedding dress in the same sentence. They're confused and maybe a little disgusted.
Yeah, I thought maybe you just cosplaying like the corpse bride or something.
Sure.
That seems much more likely.
See, VAR thought my mom was getting married. Like, it's just, you don't, like, so I walk in, right? And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna suck this shit up. My mom's had health problems. We thought she was dying Monday. Like, this will make my mother happy, right? Like, let's just knock this shit out.
There's no stress induced at all from marrying off your daughter. You picked a very good thing to do. Maybe you should have taken her to play bingo or, ride a carousel.
She was tickled shitless, right? Like she's like, oh yeah, let's cap my doctor's appointment off with wedding dress shopping, Like hell yeah. So I walk in and it's just this. I don't. When have you ever seen me in white anything?
Oh, that's like that's Ashley from the Negaverse.
Yeah, I don't own. These are my colors. I have dark blue and black and maybe like super dark bloody red. Like I don't.
You definitely you are on the dark side of the color spectrum.
I don't
generally all the time, but it works for you because you have a very pale skin. So it makes sure it works out. So maybe you should just buy a black wedding dress.
So this is the thing, right? You think, okay, like it's 2018. People are allowed to have green hair at work. They're allowed to have piercings. They're allowed to have like purple lips, like everything that I thought was super cool and awesome when I was in high school and got frowned at for doing is awesome now. So like the world is fantastic. So surely the freaking institution of lame-ass marriage will have evolved and accepted that, no, it was all white.
Oh, yeah, wedding dresses are... Oh, would you like to know the symbolism behind wedding dresses?
Queen Victoria brought a wedding dress to prove how freaking rich she was, and everybody was trying to keep up with her. It has nothing to do with purity and everything to do with money, because buying a white dress back then meant you had bukus of money, because it was so... it wasn't, what's the word? It was not.
I was thinking it was the purity thing. I was going to go there, and I figured you didn't need that either.
Nope. Well, no. That ship sailed. long ass time ago.
That's God.
That ship with some whips and chains. But it was uneconomical to have a white dress because they got dirty so easily that the only reason you would have a white dress was to prove how much money you have that you could be wasteful in buying a white dress. So Queen Victoria did it because she had bukus of money because she was a freaking queen. And everybody's like, blah, 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 blah. That is where your freaking bullshit pure white dress came from, America. It has nothing to do with Jesus or the Bible. It was Queen Victoria and her money.
You know, it's the same as like diamond rings. De Beers made up that bull crap.
Oh my God.
Sell more rings. Like the whole, like it's better off if you just go get married like William Wallace did in Braveheart. Just sneak off into the woods.
That was some romance, man.
Yeah, wrap each other's hands in tartan and go bang it out near a creek, and then you're married.
That's also where the phrase "tied the knot" comes from. Was the hand fasting?
The hand fast. I like the hand fasting thing. I think it's kind of cool. The hand fastening. Hand. What do you call it? Hand joining in the
fasting.
hands. Hand fasting. That means you don't eat your hands, right? That's what that means.
Or does that mean you don't feed your hands?
I really like the way William Wallace did it. And they had the head thing, like when they were celebrating at weddings, they'd celebrate.
That movie made me legit like you know, like right before you're about to cry and you get that hitch.
Yeah.
Like that movie did that to me.
Wow, that's impressive. So that and Doctor Who are the two things that will make you cry.
I will kick you in the nuts. Those were like, you don't understand, Steven. You don't understand. Doctor Who gets you. Like it's just gets right in there and just cuts your aorta in half. And just keep stabbing at it.
Kelly, what we're talking about is when what's her name got stuck in a different dimension.
Rose. Her name is Rose.
Her name is Kelly's probably gonna cry too. She probably did cry. But I really do think if you would like to,
in the alternate dimension, and he couldn't get to her, and they were talking to each other, like the wall was between them. That was crushing, soul dividing horror and despair, and Steven makes fun of me.
Well, it would be really.
Kelly says she gets upset every time she thinks about it. Steven, you soulless bastard.
No, listen, I cry at Forrest Gump. Like you don't have to. I cry when I see people begin to cry. I am an empathetic human being. If I see another person emote at all, I feel that. So there's
Kelly, you're gonna make me upset again. I don't think about it.
But anyway, so what I'm getting to is that the good Reverend would highly recommend a nice forest wedding. We find a nice oak tree. You wear some simple Highlander po folks get up, and we make it happen.
So this is some of the shit that I found out, which is just fascinating. So I walked into this bridal boutique of horrors, right? And I'm just like, my asshole is clenched. I've like got a smile plastered on my face because I need to be happy for my mother. Stephanie can attest to this. I have never been so uncomfortable. If I was a dude going to like a proctology convention, like a homophobic dude going to a proctology convention, I might have been more comfortable.
What do you think they do at proctology conventions? Like shove things up each other's butts?
Yep.
That's okay. Now that's crazy. Like it's not the same as like a giant gay bar.
That was a good analogy, Steven.
I'm not like at a proctology convention where everybody's so excited to be gay and shoving things up each other's butts. That's an entirely different
practice of but a super straight homophobic guy is gonna be like, I'm not going to a proctologist. I'd rather get rectal cancer than have another man touch my anus.
Oh, I see. Because they think that proctology exams are sexual in nature.
Yes.
No, they're not. Believe me, the doctor, he's doing this for science, you know.
I touch your anus for science.
Nobody wants, he's not like tickling it or anything. He's going up there to get some business done. And you'll know when it happens because he's not being real careful about it. He's just like, I don't care.
Have you had your butt
No,
probed?
I've never had my butt probed by anything. I've never, nothing has ever gone in the outdoor, if you know what I mean. I've never had like any kind of incident. Now I have had a hemorrhoid before, and I had to prove to the doctor I had one so I could get some cream.
But wait, why would you lie about a hemorrhoid?
So I went to the doctor. So my dad would give me his medicine. Like he'd send me like a tube of his medicine, the good stuff, 2% hydrocortisone, so I could put that on there and handle the situation. Well, mine expired. And it's sort of good still, but it was like a year old. So I was like, you know what? It's time for me to man up and go get my own prescription. So I go to the doctor. I'm like, I got a hemorrhoid. I know what it is. I know how to handle it. I just need the medicine. I need the prescription. And she's like, okay, cool. It's just external thing. You got this. I was like, yep, that's what I have. I just need you to write me a prescription.
Just give
and
me the cream.
She said, do you need me to look at it? I said, not really, but you're the doctor. If you want to look,
Steven.
I said, you're the doctor. It's up to you. Female doctor, by the way, so even better.
I was going to say you used female pronouns, so that was extra fun.
Yes, I said, if you need to look at it, go ahead. She's like, well, let me see it. And I was like, okay. So there I go, dropping my butt down, letting her take a look. She's like, yep, that's what I thought, or that's what you need. Here's your prescription. Have a nice day. So at least somebody has seen my butt in a way that I was not comfortable with. But hey, you know what? Sometimes hemorrhoids suck, man. It's like having a zit on your butthole.
Oh, that makes my anus clench.
The worst. All I can say is take it easy when you're in the stall, if you know what I mean.
I love how we go from wedding dresses to hemorrhoids, like without.
It's basically the same thing, right? Having to buy a wedding dress is equivalent to having a hemorrhoid.
I'm not.
They're both a pain in the butt.
Yeah, and the wedding dress is expensive. So I walked in, right, and this so it was on the side of town that they call Little India. So basically, like every shop is owned by somebody that's from India. Completely different wedding obsessed culture, right? Like they
do that.
They feed their town for like weeks. Like weddings are a big ass deal there, right? So I walk in and she looks me up and down, right? Like just no smile, just looks me up and down. I'm like, okay, here we go. Joel! Oh, by the way,
what?
I asked Joel if he could do things, and Joel's like, yeah, hit me up.
Oh, Joel wants to be your photo person.
Yes. Anyway, so I'm like, okay, well, we're thinking June 22nd because that's the day he proposed to me last year. And she's like, oh, okay, well, we can't order anything, so you're gonna have to get something off the rack. And I'm like, that's fine. I just want to look. And then she goes, well, wedding dresses run a size small. And I'm sitting here going, why would you make a woman feel heavy while she was already stressed out?
You need to. I'm a size 12, but now I have to buy a 14.
Yeah, so like make her feel, and then like not because she wants to feel pretty that day, right? But now she feels pretty fat, and then she looks me up and down, and she's like, "Well, we're gonna have to go plus size for you."
What the crap, lady?
So basically, I walked in and she called me a fat ass, and I'm like, look, I know I'm heavier than I've been in a while, but I'm working on it. I've lost, like, I didn't say all this, but I'm like, whatever. So I just smiled. I'm like, yeah, sure. Stick me in your fattest suit you got. Oh, it gets so much better. So I'm like trying all this puffy, tall, lacy, just shit on. I can't breathe. I'm hot. I'm sweating. I've got people looking at my boobs and tucking shit. And I'm like, this is what hell is. Like, if I would die without Jesus and go to hell, there is no burning. The only gnashing of teeth is like Indian women calling you fat ass and like tucking your boobs into your hot, sticky wet dress, and like they're wrapping shit around me and telling me how beautiful I am in my 14 sizes too big dress right off the fat lane. Like, it was hell. It was awful. And then they find a dress that they're like, oh, this one makes you look good. This makes your shoulders look small. And I really like this. And I like that. And shit makes your waist show and yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, please, God, kill me. And so my mother calls Stephanie, and Stephanie takes one look at me on FaceTime and just starts busting out laughing. And she's like, Talkies, you look uncomfortable. And I'm like, does it show? Can you see that? Anyway, I've got like no makeup on and my hair's thrown up because I had to take my mom to a doctor's appointment and I was going to be there for 45 hours, and who gives a shit? Like, I don't typically wear makeup. And so I've got my hair thrown up and I've got no makeup on and I'm exhausted. And the woman from the front desk comes because I was working with another lady, thank God. And she looks me up and down and she goes, you like this dress? And I'm like, I like it more than anything I've tried on so far now that you've and they're heavy, Steven. Oh my God. They like weigh 45,000 pounds.
I didn't have to wear one, so I'm glad you're filling me in. I just had to wear it.
Stephanie's up?
No, I mean, I held her in it to some degree, but that was just for a dip. So there was a lot of fabric involved.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a lot of and little pearly things, little pearl embellishments.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
lots of hardware on a wedding dress.
But so the lady comes up to me, looks me up and down, and asks me if I like the dress, and she's like, I guess she could tell I was hesitant, and she goes, "Well, when you do something about this," and gestures to my face, and then fix your hair appropriately, you'll like it. And I'm like, did you just call me fat and ugly?
Yeah, they did. They told you need to shape up. You're not oh, God.
And I'm just sitting there going, this is hell.
You need to find. It sounds to me like you need to find a more supportive, encouraging place to go.
Oh my God. But what I got out of all of that was my mom was like, I don't see you in a white dress. I don't see you in a wedding dress. I see you in something simple and whatever color you want it. And I heard angels singing and I was rescued from hell. So I got through all of that and I no longer have to wear a bleepity bleep wedding dress. I can wear whatever I want dress except black because I picked out a black one and mom said no.
Maybe your mom is a different person. After
that's what having a mini stroke does to you.
Because this doesn't sound to me like a words that would come out of your mom's mouth is maybe you don't wear a wedding dress. Maybe you just wear something nice. But I think that wedding dresses are a racket. Now Stephanie was drop dead gorgeous.
Stephanie looked amazing. Stephanie tried on 3 dresses. The people were nice to her and she looked like a fairy.
She was mind blown when she walked out the door, not like leaving because she saw me and was like, never mind, walked out towards me. And I was like, holy crap. But you look nice. You look great. You would look fine in a nice whatever. And I'm going to be standing there in my Jedi robe ready to do this.
I'm like, because people keep asking me like, and I'm just like, they're like, what do you want for colors? And what do you want for this? And I'm like,
you're like, can I wear something else, please?
Like,
you could, for what you spend on a wedding dress, a wedding, and a wedding ring, you could have a pretty nice starting nest egg for you and your family. Like,
the dresses were the cheapest one I tried on was $900.
Like, who made this rule that you had to spend? Like, I know there's like the idea of the dowry. But generally that was like a guy brings his fattest calf and he's like, or whatever, giant pig. And he's like, here, your wife, dad, I can take care of you.
Is that like West Virginia thing?
I can take care of your daughter because I grew this pig and it's awesome. And he's like, oh, cool. I see that you have the capacity to take care of my sweet daughter and you can marry her. But now it's just like, never mind the parents. Here's a big old fat ring I got with 3 months pay because that's some sort of made up BS rule someone has.
Yeah.
There's all this nonsense when it comes to money. Like you could instead of buying an engagement ring, instead of buying a wedding dress, instead of having a giant wedding, you could have a party at your house, still get married because the only thing that's required to get married is a license and a person in good standing, a captain on a boat, a pastor, a reverend such as myself, a judge, whatever, And that's all you really need. The rest of it's just pomp and circumstance. Like I could just give you money and then you could go, holy crap, this is really enough. We could put a nice down payment on a house.
Yeah, and I'm just like, oh my God, like that's so important is to have money to like live somewhere or pay bills or
people get
go
married
on a 3-week vacation for the money that you just spent on a dress you literally will. I told the people, I'm like, I'm going to be in my backyard and I will be in this for maybe 15 minutes and then this bitch is coming off.
It's party time. Excellent.
Yeah.
Like you could pay all that or you could, dang it, I lost my thought. I had a thought, Ashley. I don't remember what my thought was, but I had one and it was a good
Was it a vacation or a house?
No, it was something. Oh, it's because these kids are coming out of college with hundreds of thousands of dollars in college debt, and then their parents are throwing them a $25,000 wedding. They're buying a $5,000 dress. The guy has bought a $3,000 ring, and they've just added $100. They could have used all that money to pay down $30,000 worth of debt that they will not have to pay interest on. Yay!
Yeah. Well, that's
So-
the only like I didn't want a diamond, but this was his grandmother's ring, which is kind of
yeah.
cool. So I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
I
he
can,
found that
like,
in a drawer, so that's okay.
That's wicked.
He went, yeah, that one's awesome. I bought Stephanie a little ring with my small salary that I had. It's like, I found
love
this.
that ring.
I
It was a
found
nice
this. It's for
pebble.
you. You will like it. We are married now. The end.
Beer 2D2, will it get me a girlfriend?
Maybe. I don't know if it's the one you want.
Like
but
if she's a mechanic, yeah.
stop looking for girlfriends, Var.
I don't
they'll
think he
find
wants
you.
a girlfriend. I think he just wants someone to Skype with and to get laid with. I don't know that he necessarily cares about anything other than that.
He just wants somebody to hug and someone to listen to his thoughts and ideas. I mean, I can do that for you. I'll hug you and listen to your thoughts and ideas.
I
don't
was
wanna be
like,
your
that
girlfriend,
sounds
though.
like a cat or a
Yeah,
pillow.
a cat, a nice dog,
Yeah.
big fluffy dog. Factoid of the week. 17 tons of gold are made into wedding rings each year in the United States. Bonus, because eyebrows are considered intensely alluring in Asia, historically the bride's eyebrows were shaved entirely, rendering her powerless to attract a man. What?
Yep.
They would shave a woman's eyebrows to keep her from attracting men?
I told Dad, I'm like, that's what Mom did. You guys got married and Mom shaved her eyebrows off.
I don't understand.
Well, I mean, if you find something like, I don't know, it'd be like women in the U.S. taking their implants out.
Well, nobody cares about implants. Nobody wants an implant.
Well, except like 60% of 16-year-olds in Great Britain, I found out, which was
Really?
interesting.
That's
Yeah.
fascinating. They have a stat for that? They go around 16-year-old like, hey, you want a lady with breast implants? And they're like, yeah, baby.
They did it for a documentary on like botched surgeries, but it was just UK specific. Like it botched surgeries in the UK and like how much is spent fixing them and like health recovery and
16-year-olds are stupid though. Like they asking them that question is not really helpful for a general. 16-year-olds are dumb. I mean, you're dumb till you're 25, and then even then, some people struggle. Like I look back, for instance, I have a blog that I've had since 2004, late 2004. That's 14 years of my life, meaning it started when I was 18. I was the dumbest lump of crap on the planet. Like, if you read that stuff, it's a nightmare. It's like, who wrote this? This is awful. And it No, it's stupid. It's stupid. I'm like, I can't believe I used those words.
MySpace quizzes and put them on your blog.
Yeah, I put like I had one of those where you took like, what color is your personality? And it was blue because I'm apparently compassionate and I love people. And that's
about right.
But I put that on there. I had all this stupid stuff, but it's
Those
proof
were
to me.
important for people to know about you, man.
It's proof to me that people are dumb. Like you're gonna look back one day if you have recorded any amount of your life and go, that's a dumb person. And until you get like 25, and then you kind of level out. And you get more wise. You rethink some of your stances, but in general, like you're not. It's hard to tell you're an idiot from just you talking. When you're 16, 18, 20, whatever, you're dumb. You're stupid. You need help. You need guidance. You know what I mean?
I got distracted by
There's a lot of C cup, D cup stuff going on in the.
Yeah, I was like, because Kelly's like, I'm not gonna announce her bra size to everybody, but she's like, I'm a blah blah, but my butt matches, and I'm like, I don't. Stephanie got the butt. I got no butt.
I'm not gonna go there.
You
definitely don't have a butt. You just stand around and it's like, hey Ashley, got some concave business going on.
Nothing like
Your butt curves in. I mean, I got
what until that like, yeah.
I can't say much because I have male pattern butt loss. Like it's just.
I inherited my mom's lack of a butt. I'm like, Jacob has a nice badonk and my sister's butt be popping, but I got no butt. And everybody gets to see Steven's butt because Steven walks around with like a crack problem.
I got tired of dealing with it. I just don't care anymore. My pants fall down because I have no butt, and you see my crack if I've done
Jacob
anything.
The other day while I was right beside Jacob, and I'm like, well, this is.
Listen, you either commit to it or you try to fix it and be embarrassed about it. I just let it happen. I don't even care anymore. Let's do some.
No, like it's just accepted that there be crack.
Let's do some world news.
Yeah.
Man suing hospital and surgeon for removing teeth in error. Oh my gosh.
I don't want you to read this.
My teeth. A man is suing a Newmarket hospital and an oral surgeon for just over $1 million after he claims all the teeth in his mouth were removed in error. Lee Schwarterer says he went to South Lake Regional Health Center in February 2015 to have 14 upper teeth and 2 cysts removed. Instead, when he awoke from the procedure, he was told all of the teeth in his mouth were pulled. As I was coming out of sedation, the doctor leaned over me and just said, "I don't know what I was thinking. I pulled all of your teeth out."
What the effing crappity moo cow?
Oh, no, that's not okay. That's not okay. Schwarter's wife, Enid, says she was in shock upon learning the news. "I was trying to be strong for my husband," she says. "None of the nurses in the area wanted to look at us. Nobody looked up. Everybody had their heads down." City News obtained Schwarterer's physician progress and order record from his day surgery. It states, "In error, I removed all of Les's teeth. I apologized several times. No excuses. I'm sorry." Dr. Keith Ford Moore, who practices in Newmarket and has almost 40 years of experience, has declined to answer any questions on the advice of his attorney. He just maybe he was tired.
This is a dumb question. I mean, once you pull 14 friggin' teeth, I mean, you don't really.
I just imagine him like just whistling, like do 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 do. Hey, let me tell y'all a story about this one time I went fishing and I caught this giant catfish, and oh crap, I just pulled all those.
Wait, how many teeth are up there?
Well, you have 32 teeth in your mouth total. Unless you're me, and then you have like 25, and most of them are fake.
I keep forgetting your teeth are fake.
These right here, all of these. It's from my boxing career. You know, it was rough back in the day. Getting hit in the mouth all the time. Bare knuckle fighting, back alley. I have a lot of tattoos. That's why I don't like to take my shirt off. It's all the intense, gothic looking, dangerous. It was for threatening the other fighters,
Wait, I feel like with your front 2 teeth missing, you would just look more goofy than anything.
No, it's you should see the other guy. Oh, but it's good. No, that's a terrible story. How many teeth do you have? I love that
he was like, he just leaned over right after the guy woke up and was like, you might be missing all your lowers too.
I took all your teeth out. I'm very sorry. I'm going golfing now. Best of luck.
That's something very similar to like my mom had.
She had periodontal stuff,
yeah, she
right?
Had, like gingivitis when she was young, and so they didn't really know how to fix it back then. So they just cut like all of her gums away. Like she had all kinds of issues with her teeth. So eventually they just removed all of her upper teeth. But in the same surgery, they were going to. It's called an all-on-4. They put 4 titanium screws up into your upper bony plate up here, and then just put on the fake teeth, right?
Yeah, like a big old bridge, pretty much.
Yeah, like you can eat immediately after and everything. Like it's not really the biggest deal ever. But we were all excited for her because she had just had so many issues with her teeth. Like her bottom teeth were fine. It was just that those top teeth she was having issues with. So she wakes up from surgery and they're like, your bone density, we're afraid to put the screws up there because we're afraid we're gonna crack, so you don't have any teeth right now.
Yeah,
in the upper part of your mouth, therefore you can't chew. And then she was like that for a year before they were okay with putting that apparatus in her face.
That was a long drawn out process.
Yeah, she lost a lot of weight because she had to drink everything.
Yeah. She was really into like raw food and smoothies then.
You have to be. What the hell else are you? Mom was like, the first freaking thing I do when I get my teeth is chew celery or something so I can remember that. But it's like Glocta, every other tooth you can't chew.
You can't chew. They did give her some nice looking dentures though. She looked very nice. It was hard to tell for a very long time. So, it's all about the positivity, right? It's all about the Benjamins. Dagnabbit, I lost my soundboard. I was going to go to small town news, which I'm going to do right now. Ba-bam! This one's yours. I was gonna wait.
I was reading the title. Florida woman claims the wind blew cocaine into her purse.
You know, in Florida, I often ended up with cocaine in my pockets because the wind was so strong.
That's why they call it the windy state, right?
Yeah, the windy state. That's one of the nicknames. It's very common to call it that.
I feel like we can just go to News Better Left Untold now. I don't really need to know anything else.
But producer Jacob worked so hard on this one.
Authorities say a Florida woman is blaming a windy day for the cocaine that police found in her purse. Kinesia Posey was reportedly one of the 2 passengers in a car stopped for erratic driving by the police. I burped. Fort Pierce police say an officer smelled marijuana and after searching the car found cocaine and marijuana in separate bags inside a purse Posey had on her lap. Authorities say they questioned Posey about the drugs, and according to the arrest report, Posey responded, quote, "I don't know anything about that cocaine. It's a windy day. It must have flown through the window and into my purse." Posey was charged with felony count of cocaine possession and a misdemeanor count on marijuana.
I love how you're pronouncing these drugs. Cocaine and marijuana.
Cocaine.
Cocaine. Marijuana.
Cocaine.
You'll put it on your pinky. You snort it up your nose. Have you seen? So there's a subreddit of Grandpa Joe hate. And it's about everyone hating on Grandpa Joe from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, or Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory, because Grandpa Joe and all of Charlie's other grandparents have been sleeping in a bed for like what they say is 30 years because they're too sick to move. And all of a sudden, Charlie's like, "I got a golden ticket," and his grandpa jumps out of bed and starts dancing around like a crazy person. Like his daughter or his daughter-in-law, whatever, has been slaving around. Everybody's poor, and then he hops up and he's like, "I'd all of a sudden feel better. It's like this has changed my life." Well, anyway,
I really hate. Like I don't. I put that movie in the same boat as Alice in Wonderland. Like I just.
Yeah, well, it's kind of psychedelic in a way. Like, everybody's freaked out by the whole, like, tunnel of psycho stuff that Gene Wilder does there for a minute. Like, nothing about that is okay. But I say all that to say this, that someone on Grandpa Joe Hate took a picture of a screenshot from the movie, and it looks like Grandpa Joe's got coke nails. He's got long pinky nails. And they're like, "Does Grandpa Joe have coke nails?" We're like, "It was the 70s. Good chance Grandpa Joe's
maybe that's why
dipping it in." And, you know, either that or he's a classical guitarist, but I'm not sure. So I thought that was kind of funny. Anyway, cocaine is fun. No, don't do that. It's actually really bad for you. Cocaine can jack you up.
Cocaine into your purse.
Cocaine can jack you up, man. There was a guy on the street today yelling about cocaine.
Are you serious?
I walked past a lot of people on the street today in my walkabout that seemed like they may have been interested in drug paraphernalia.
Like, why was someone yelling about cocaine?
He was something about, "You gotta go into cocaine, man," or something. I've walked past some really interesting people on the street. There was one dude who was like, "Hey, let me give you $1," and I was like, "I don't want $1," and it's okay, man. He's like, "Gosh, I just want to give you $1, man. What's wrong? People don't want to take my money." I'm just like, I don't know who you are or why you would want to give me money. But downtown Raleigh has some occasional instances of belligerent homeless, like, or people beggar people.
People beggars.
People beggars. Like, there was one dude, I was walking down the street, and he's like, "Hey, man, you gonna give me that sandwich?" And I was like, "No, that's okay." He's like, "I need a sandwich, man." And then he just turned around. And I was like, "I have no idea why you're being so mean. Like, I don't, you could ask if, like, you could be more congenial about it." But he's like, "Don't give me that sandwich."
$10 to buy your own sandwich.
Yeah, I was like, "Dude, like, no, I'm not going to get you a sandwich." But then I was like walking out of Chick-fil-A one time, and the dude was like, "Hey, I'll get in there and get me some of that ketchup." And I was like, "Dude, no." He's like, "Oh, Like I was supposed to do it for him. I'm like, what? Are you crazy? So everybody knows though that that's the homeless guy that yells at you down the street. Like we just know that that's.
Are you? I just like. Does Stephanie know you're encountering this during your work day?
No, I don't. I mean, I come home and I'll tell her like I was walking down the street today and this happened. Usually, I don't think much about it. You know, it doesn't stay in the forefront of my mind. I wasn't in danger. There's a lot of other fine-looking people on the street, but this dude just yells at everybody. He just yelling until somebody buys him a sandwich.
Oh my God, the only like person I know downtown Raleigh was Cecily, and like I gave her a couple $100 once because I don't know. We just ended up
feeling
chit-chatting.
very generous.
Well, like it was one of those situations where I prayed about, I'm like put someone in my path, and the next day she showed up, and
You're the lucky one.
Like, whatever, this is set aside for you, right? And so, like, we ended up having this really long conversation, and we ended up talking about the church, and I was like, if you're actually having issues, I know a couple places around the area. This was, like, I hadn't even moved down here yet, but I knew, like, just a couple of the areas, and we ended up chit-chatting about it, and but then I met her, that was during the summer, and then I saw her again in October, when I was downtown again, and I was like, Cecily, I was like, what's up? How you doing? And we started chit-chatting. I'm like, you don't remember me? I was like, we talked about this and this and this for like ever. And she's like, I don't know you. I've only been here for a month. I just moved from because she gave me this exact same story. I'm like, yeah, look, I don't care that you're like, okay.
She was swindling somebody else.
Yeah.
Man, that really ruins it, doesn't it? You're like, I thought you were genuine.
Well, I knew she was bullshitting me. I mean, I watched her walk down out of the thing eating a bag of Cheetos, and then she came up to me with her Cheeto fingers and told me she hadn't eaten in a week. Like, I mean, I knew it was bullshit, but whatever. If you need the money, here's the money.
Nobody's on the swear jar tonight either, by the way. You are skirting by, and you're just free as a bird now.
I had been really good up until that point.
You're really good. Newspaper left. We said we wanted a half hour of power, and we're nowhere near there. Newspaper left untold.
Go faster.
Bar just gave you 10 swears.
That's
so probably not accurate.
No, that was like one swear.
Mystery mummy found in ceiling of Minneapolis department store. Gross. Workers renovating the old Dayton's department store in downtown Minneapolis have discovered a mystery. The mummified remains of a monkey. Crews found the carcass last week in an air duct on the 7th floor of the century-old building. Kaylin Rogers is a spokeswoman for the Dayton's project, an office, retail, and restaurant complex going into the building. She says developers don't know where the monkey came from or how it ended up in the air duct. I have to say that all the time. I don't know where that monkey came from. A historic site called Old Minneapolis posted a photo of the monkey on his Facebook page and solicited answers. Alan Freed is one of the site's co-administrators. He says one likely answer came from someone who posted on the page saying a longtime Dayton's employee told him a monkey escaped from an 8th floor pet store into the air conditioning ductwork in the 60s. Oh my gosh. This monkey, you guys.
Thing ever. I mean, it died and starved to death maybe, but
I'm going to put a picture up there.
Person with a tail. It looks like if it's got the xenomorph tail. That's kind of creepy.
It does. This is what a xenomorph and a monkey got together. Or a xenomorph injected himself into a monkey. What do you call it?
Oh my god! Like if you gave.
I can't see the picture because I block Facebook and the picture is directly linked to Facebook. Which, by the way, never hot link pictures on the internet, because if someone decides to change that into a picture of a wiener, you're gonna have a picture of a wiener on your webpage. Always copy paste. There's your monkey right there. If you want to see it on there.
There's your monkey.
I found your monkey. Yeah, but seriously, there was a deal. Like people were starting to hot link stuff, back in the internet was young.
Yes, it was so freaking annoying.
And you're just like, I'm just going to source the picture from their website, but it makes them pay for the bandwidth every time somebody hits it. So they're like, take this. Here's a picture of, somebody with somebody's butt or worse, and then you go back to your website and you're like, oh crap. There's
a giant
There's
schlong.
a big butt or a wiener on my webpage now, and that's not what I wanted.
Be a wiener?
So if you're going to steal a picture, copy it.
Every time Joel shows up, we're talking about wieners.
It's just because Joel is, he brings the wiener. You know what I mean? That's what his girlfriend told me anyway.
That's actually Aaron Field's logo now is
Just
a wiener that says we bring
it
them.
says we bring them. This is the best. Hey, Joel, man, I'm really excited about you doing Ashley's cinematography there because I haven't met you in real life yet, and that's going to be exciting.
We got some details because I was like, because I've had his old phone number and like I was like, I don't think I have your right phone number anymore, dude.
Like, I need to get in touch with you for reasons, but how?
Yeah.
We are.
I need you to do the stuff and things, please. Okay, bye.
You are interested in live streaming this too, right? So people who can't be there and everything. So the wedding will be streamed. So you'll be able to see the whole thing.
The revolution will be televised.
The revolution will be televised.
Yes.
Yeah, gosh, Black Panther was so good. Would you go see that, please? Because it was so good. It was so ridiculously good.
Jacob, we gonna see Black Panther?
Yeah, Alamo Drafthouse is open now. You can go see it there. Let me know how it is.
Really?
Yeah, they did their soft opening on Tuesday, so I want to go. I need to go to the Alamo Drafthouse soonly. And also, if someone wants to go see Death of Stalin with me, I would really love that.
Wait, was ist das?
You got to watch the trailer, and you'll be like, you might be like, no, this looks like a Coen's brother movie, and I don't want to see that. But yeah, Black Panther, totally go see it now movie in the theater, do the thing. WTF section. WTF.
That's what she said, Var.
Stop
I don't know what that is. But substitute teacher ran classroom fight club at a high school.
Oh, this links back to my bare knuckle fighting story.
This is it's Jacob. Like Jacob said, I don't know how we do this. Like we must see something and it triggers something in our brain because this is.
I have no idea, but it works.
A now fired substitute teacher who police say encouraged students to smack each other in one-on-one fights in his high school math class was arrested on Thursday. Today. Ryan Avery Fish, which is not a real name, of South Road in Mosra, told police, quote, "I'm an idiot who just wanted to be friends with the students," according to the warrant for his arrest. Period. He was charged with 4 counts of second-degree reckless endangerment, 2 counts of risk of it, and nobody cares.
That's amazing. I'm an idiot is what it says in the police report. Like, I feel like he gets points for that somehow with whatever jury. It's like, sometimes you do stupid things and no one's dead, so here's a fine.
I feel like this would be something I would have done. I mean, I used to threaten, like, bodily threaten harm to my girls at church, and they would go tell their mother that I threatened to set them on fire, and eventually they stopped caring. So
yeah, that
could have been me.
They were just like, listen, you're taking our middle schoolers for an hour so we can do something else, and that's great.
Yeah, they're like, you haven't actually killed any of them yet, so I did bring peanut butter into the school at one point, which was looked upon as me trying to kill them all.
That's a frowny face nowadays. Yeah, to be fair, I totally support the don't poison other children with peanut butter.
It was something as someone without allergies or without children never would have thought of in a million years.
Oh no, it's just these people with this America mentality are like, they don't even let you bring peanut butter into school anymore. Children ought to know better. It won't take but 2 seconds before a kid thinks it's funny that he can get the allergy kid to cough. You know, and then allergy kid dies.
Yeah, like if it's gonna kill somebody or put them in the hospital, like I'm okay with not bringing Reese's Pieces.
Let's just not bring the peanut butter.
Yeah.
Let's just.
I would rather not kill a 12-year-old.
You don't want that temptation of that bully stupid kid to shove a peanut butter and jelly sandwich down the throat of a kid who's allergic to peanut butter.
Or somebody's like, you're not really allergic, and then going, yes, I am. Watch.
Yeah, or even like putting peanut butter on the back of their neck or something and making them break out.
Yeah,
like, that kind of junk happens. Like,
we're giving so many people ideas.
Well, all I'm saying is that I support the don't bring peanut butter to school movement.
I like the don't kill our children movement. I'm okay with
because to them the peanut butter is a lethal weapon. Like, I can have my knife in my pocket all day and not to hurt anybody, but nobody wants me to have that at school. You know, like, so I can have a peanut butter sandwich in my lunchbox and not hurt anybody, but no one should bring that either because it could be a lethal weapon to somebody.
I'm pretty sure I had a very large knife with me every day when I was in high school and never once thought to stab anyone.
Well, no, you're a responsible person. Like, and pocket
I shoved
knives.
somebody's face through a locker, broke a glass door, and kicked a hole in the wall. I was not a responsible person. I was an angry person.
But you knew not to stab anyone.
I don't think it just never crossed my mind.
Well, that's because you're not a psychopath.
I guess that's good.
I mean, you had a little bit of one. You probably got a little bit of psycho. But yeah, for sure. So what happened to Fish?
The police began investigating reports of a fight club at the Montville High. They
Now
learned
going down to the high.
the High.
You know, I remember when I attended the high. It was a little bit different than it is
Like, that's
today.
a thing now. That's a
That's
thing.
the High.
I just graduated from the High.
Next year I'm going to the high.
Yay! They learned that the fights happened in a classroom under the supervision of a substitute math teacher, Fish, and that 4 boys ranging in the age of 14 to 16 were involved. That's it. 4 kids.
Yeah, 4 kids, and they were 14 to 16. They could do it or not
slap
do it.
each other anyway.
Yeah.
Fish said the fight started in September and that he thinks there were 4 according to the warrant.
He thinks
said
there
they
were
have
4.
evidence because the students videoed 2 of them. First rule of slap club.
Don't tell anyone.
Video slap club.
Oh my gosh, he clearly didn't explain the rules very well.
I would let them be teenagers and get their energy out, Fish said, according to the warrant. He added, I will admit that I did at one point egg them on. We don't know if anybody suffered serious injuries, although one student began vomiting during one because he got slapped.
This is stupid.
Another was taken to the hospital for a mental evaluation after showing symptoms of being traumatized. Okay, this is a little worse than I thought it was.
But, I mean, at any point you could walk away, right? It's a club. It's not like you're chained to a desk. Fish didn't make you do it.
The boys who squared off seemed to be unevenly matched, the police said, with one much smaller than the other. Some of the boys involved were not students in his math class.
So what Fish should have done is regulated the weight class of the people fighting each other. Because that was probably his worst mistake.
Like, were they... I really need to see...
Kids are stupid. And this sounded like a fun idea to for a couple 14 to 16-year-olds who like to watch Johnny Knoxville staple his nuts to his thighs and stuff. You know.
Oh my God, there's a new movie of
Action Park.
Oh,
it looks
great.
I
saw that and I've never wanted to boo more in my entire life.
I'm so excited because I am a 14 to 16-year-old somewhere in my heart. I admittedly watched Jackass and laughed a lot. And now there were some things that went a little far for me. But I think so. This was brought up once before, like, you know, the Logan Paul thing where he went to Japan and like slapped people and did stupid stuff, and then the suicide tree,
colossal douche.
Yeah, that dork. So people were saying like,
yeah.
I think it might have been Scott Johnson who brought this up. Like there was it's this age of people that are like, we could do these pranks and it'll be hilarious and. Like, but why was Jackass okay? And he made the point that, like, Jackass, those guys were generally always the butt of the joke. Like, it was always on their side. Like, they were always
the one getting the nuts.
They never went out and did it to other people. They were the ones having to, like, slapping each other and doing stupid crap to each other. So it was all funny because it was all part of the joke. It was all inside the team.
None of it was funny. It was still stupid, but they weren't.
You clearly don't have testicles. And immaturity. I mean, you've got the immaturity, but I guess it takes the two. You need the balls.
It's so stupid. Like I would just no. Like give me a scary movie any day.
It's tomfoolery. It's good old fashioned silly tomfoolery.
Like, anybody this dumb that hasn't died yet, Darwinism is failing me so hardcore.
Oh come on, it's not that bad.
It's so stupid.
There was this one. They set up a giant hand in a hallway in the office, and one of the dudes came in. The hands went whoop, and just slapped him, and that made me laugh. There's a giant hand, and it just bam and knocked him all over.
I just like because I think it just enrages me because if somebody did that to me, they would die painfully and instantaneously.
Oh yeah, we don't pick on you. I mean, just a little bit, but it's mostly verbal abuse. Like, I would never, like, aside from punching you in the shoulder,
Yeah, but that's how we express love to one another. We hit each other in the arm.
I'm all good with verbally messing with you, but I would never like do anything. I generally don't touch people. I don't people have
like
bubbles.
Anybody in our family has ever. I think Stephanie and I at one point put saran wrap on the toilet. I can't remember who I did that to or who we did that to.
Oh, that's mean. Like dudes go pee pee and it just go blah 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 everywhere. That's terrible.
Yeah.
I feel like that's worse on whoever's toilet it is than it is for like the person involved.
I can't remember. No, we were going to do that, then decided that the cleanup would be disgusting, so we put it across the door so you just walk into the film. That's what we did.
Like in Home Alone.
And so it scares the crap out of. I can't remember if that failed or not. I am pretty sure it failed.
Well, that's good. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight on our half-hour power that lasted almost to the general time that we usually have the show. Nearly a full hour. Because we don't know when to shut up. We don't know when to shut up, and it's been a stressful week, and yay. Hey, man, if you enjoy this podcast, you like what we do here, we would love for you to give us a review on your favorite podcasting service, whatever that is. That is incredibly helpful to us. You can follow us on Twitter at TwoDorksTV and tip us if you'd like to make the show better. twodorks.net/tip helps us to pay for. I just paid the domain name again. That costs money. The server bills me every month. That costs money.
We're
Things
like a church.
cost money. Yeah. Except I'm not like I'll save your eternal soul for $50. No, it's. I mean, I could. I'm a reverend, so I mean, I'm basically a televangelist here, and I need your cash. I need to buy 52 more gold rings for my fingers. I've got room. Also, Jesus said to give freely to me.
So I can build onto my $5 million estate that I let no one else in.
Yep, that's pretty much it. All right, man. Well, we're going to leave you guys tonight with these words of wisdom from Lao Tzu. Being deeply loved by someone gives you strength, while loving someone deeply gives you courage. Well done, Lao Tzu. You guys are all awesome. We will see you next week as we attempt once again to play D&D on Tuesday.
Yay!
Didn't
Dear
happen
God,
this week.
Pray that nobody in my family has any sort of emergency or stress, or I might just kill everybody.
We want to do the thing. All right, so we'll do that, and we'll see you next week on Horseshoes and Hand Grenades on Thursday nights. Bye!